What is actually love addiction? Isn't it sounds weird, love addiction? We can say drug addiction is a bad thing. Alcohol addiction is a bad thing. Gambling addiction is a bad thing. Sex addiction is a bad thing, because we can define alcohol, sex, food, like you name it, we can identify it as a bad things. But how love can be bad, how we can be addicted to something that is the most precious in our life.
Hi there, Adrian here, and this is a video from a Zoom session that we do. We do these Zoom sessions every Sunday, and we take questions and answers from the audience, some of our students, some of our members. We never know what questions are coming up, so I'm always excited to do these sessions, and I hope to see you at one of them. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below and check out the other playlists that we have. Thank you, enjoy.
So maybe love also bad, maybe love also like an alcohol, maybe love like a drug, maybe life can be like a gambling in the same time. Or maybe there is some misunderstanding about it. Maybe something is missing. And today I want to invite you to find out what is missing, and is love really a bad thing? First, let's identify the signs of the love addiction. So I have the question for you. Have you ever experienced unhealthy types of relationship? Have you ever been in love with someone or experienced some feelings that you cannot share? So have you ever been in this kind of relationship? On some period of time, many of us experience this kind of emotional state, and I should say that this can't be underestimated. This is a very, very tough topic, and love addiction is pretty much like gambling, like drug addiction. It's a tough thing, and many crimes, many dramas happens because of love addiction. People commit suicide, people commit crimes, people got deeply depressed because this mental state, and we cannot underestimate it. But in the same time, we cannot overestimate it. I like this quote of from Anthony Robbins. He said that we cannot underestimate the problem, but we don't have to overestimate it. We cannot panic. And to resolve this problem, I offer to break this problem down into the pieces and see what can we do about it, and uncover what's behind and how we can properly solve it. So first sign of love addiction is desperation. It's the state of mind where you basically don't see any options. You just see only dark side of the life, and you actually don't see the opportunities. Life become very, very dark, let's say. The second sign is unworthiness, and unworthiness is the place where love addiction is pretty much getting similarities with gambling, because love addicted person losing his or her self-esteem by every action, and gambler, he's also losing maybe not self-esteem, but he's losing his resources. And both of them, what is the similarity? They have the belief. They believe that they press the magic button and they will instantly like this solve the problem. But the trick is, this is the rules of inside out world where these addicted people live. The truth is that actually by making this effort, they making things worse. Step by step, they press the button and it's just getting worse. Gambler, he make a bet and he expecting the win, that he will win and he will get money and resolve all his problems, but it's not gonna happen. Even if he win, he will lose next time, even more. And love addicts, they pursue the objects, they calling, they do some actions, and by this action they just become more miserable. They just, they just making things worse. They cannot stop, and this is the main problem. They just cannot stop. They live in the illusion and they always rationalize it, and they rationalize their steps, their actions, but by all these actions they make things worse, and they're losing their self-esteem, they're losing their resources, they feel unworthy. With every step they feel more unworthy. Okay, so next is if person is unworthy and desperate, of course they experience this permanent unhappiness, because there is no place where they can get happiness, and gamblers, they constantly losing money, love addicts, they constantly getting rejection, and there is no way out. Yeah, and of course there is a lack of inspiration and energy. And the reason of this lack of inspiration and energy, sometimes they can get the inspiration, to be honest, but it's just a lightning, it's just a small sign that will disappear, and they will get again surrounded by darkness. They get this inspiration and all this stuff when they have the sign that, oh, I can do it. They get excited, they get emotional, but then they get disappointed, and they just get more darkness around them. So what is the reason why this has happened? And one of the main characteristics of the addicts is that they live in fear, and fear shuts down the part of the brain. It's actually a scientific fact that it shuts down the part of brain which is actually for creativity. And if you don't have creativity, you very narrow down your decision making, and decision making become very poor. It's basically just run or fight. That's it, just only two options. So no creativity means fear. Fear means addiction. Okay, and I'm talking about it not because I read it somewhere. I talk about it because I've been there myself. And I didn't know. I never expect that I could get there, because I was always the guy who was very focused on sport. I was very focused on business, and on some level to get love addicted. I was such a I super underestimate this problem myself. I just didn't know that it can be so tough. And this knowledge and these insights I share with you, they're based on my experience and on tips and tricks and knowledge I picked up from NLP and psychology. But actually, for me, it was the way out. For me, it was just the tool to realize, oh man, stop. It's resolvable, because before I didn't see this way out. But for me, it became the way out. NLP, psychology, all these mental techniques that we use now, it became a really pretty much working way out. Okay, and I just want to share a little bit of my story, that how I actually realized that something is wrong, because when you experience this such of state, you think that actually this is normal. You think that you are okay. And for me, it was like this. I fell in love with one girl, and I struggled with her for 4 years. I just couldn't do anything. I was in love. She just constantly rejected me, and I felt miserable and more miserable and more miserable, and just continued for 4 years. When I just shut it down, and I had almost half a year in peace, I met another girl. And at the beginning, everything was fine, but then I dropped into this addicted kind of relationship where I'm in love, and the girls just don't feel anything towards me. And I was absolutely desperate. And then after this girl, it's repeated again. It's honestly, no jokes. It happened 4 times in my life. 4 times it happened in my life. Once I realized that something is totally wrong about it. Something is totally wrong, and I basically started to do some actions to step away from this unpleasant state of mind.
Boom! You made it here! Good on you. Make sure you click the subscribe button below and check out the playlist at the end. If you'd like to come along to our Sunday sessions where we host a live, free Q&A for our students and members, you're welcome. I'll see you there.